Okay. All right, so let's just start in a comfortable seat. Just kind of on the edge of your chair. And we'll just do with we'll start with a little bit of breath work. And so just feel your feet on the ground. Then feel your toes spread out along the floor. Maybe lift your toes up and then spread them down on the floor a few times. So just lift your toes off the ground and then spread them out. And then leave the feet nice and grounded. Hands are on your thighs, and just take a moment to get your spines really tall. So lengthen up through the crown of the head, feel your feet on the ground, and then just close your eyes. And start to bring your awareness and attention to your breath. And you can think of the inhale as starting from very low in the belly. And that the inhale rises up, lengthening the spine upwards. And then when you exhale, you get to exhale and you get to feel how the belly gently draws back towards the spine, giving you a little bit of sense of abdominal and core connection. And then we'll just do that a few more times. So inhaling, let's inhale through the nose, allowing the inhale to rise from the belly all the way up to the crown of the head. And when you exhale, feeling the breath leave the body, belly draws back towards the spine. Inhale, belly, let that rise all the way up to the crown of the head. Exhale fully, exhaling out all the breath, feeling the belly draw back and in. Let's do one more. Inhale from the belly, let it rise. Feel the length that the breath brings, the inhale brings. And then exhale all the breath out. Good, and then just open the eyes and let's do a little face tapping. So we're gonna tapping the cheekbones and the jawline and the forehead. And we're doing a sensory warm up. So sensory before motor is what we say. So we're waking up our bodies by touch, waking up our sensory system so we can move better and feel more awake. We just tap all along the jaw. And we're going to tap in such a way that we start to feel warm in our face. And then let's take this tapping up and over the head. So tap up over the top of the head to the back of the neck. And do that a few times. Tap over the head to the back of the neck. Breathing all the while. Let's do one more. And then tap the back of the skull. So find the back of the head. There's these two bony landmarks on the back of your skull called the occiput. Let's just tap there. Let's tap in that spot. And then we're going to stroke down the throat. Let's do a little throat stroking. And then find your ears, pull down on your ears. And then pull out on the ears. And pull up on the ears. Pull down. Grab the sides, pull out. And pull up. Good, one more time. Grab the ends of the ears, pull down. Grab the sides of the ears, pull out. Grab the top of the ears, pull up. Good, and then just shake your hands. Let's shake our hands like we have cold water on our hands. You want to get that water off, shake your elbows. Shake the shoulders, thinking about releasing tension through our arms and down into the ground. Can we get the shoulders to raise and lift? Find your breath. And then pause, let the arms just hang. Slide the shoulders up and let them slide down. Slide shoulders up and let them slide down. Two more, slide up, slide down. One more, slide up and slide down. Now can you draw your shoulder blades together in your back so that the chest opens? So I'm squeezing my shoulder blades. My shoulders are pulled back towards the spine. And then I release. So squeeze the shoulder blades, giving yourself a little stretch through your chest perhaps. Yep, and then release. That's better. Now squeeze the shoulder blades. Hug your spine with your shoulder blades. That's it. And then release. One more time. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Find your back, your upper back. Yes. And then release. Now, can I take my shoulders up And then when I'm going to take my right shoulder forward, my left shoulder back and down. And then take the shoulders up. We're going to go around to the other side and down. Yep, shoulders up and down. Shoulders come up, we swivel the shoulders around and they go down. Create a little twist. Shoulders lift, they go around and down. Yeah, we got it. Shoulders up, they come around and down. Woo, our shoulders are getting work. One more time. Up, they go back around and down. And then they come back to center. Good. All right, let's take our hands on. I'm going to go sideways so you can see. We're going to move our upper backs now. So I'm going to take one hand as a fist right on my sternum, on my breastbone, and my other hand's just going to rest on top of that hand so we can have a little bit of awareness of how we're moving. So my pelvis is going to stay still. I'm going to try to push it around my upper back. My chin tucks into my chest. And I'm going to push my chest forward and lift it up to the sky, going into extension. Exhale, round your back. See, maybe my spine could touch the back of the chair, and then push the chest forward and up. Exhale, spine goes back, back, back. Inhale, spine comes forward. And up, 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 up. Get that spine to lift. One more time. We're back. Can I touch the back of the chair with my ribs? And then the chest comes up, 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 up. Good, rest. Let your arms hang. Just our head, we're going to tip our ear over to that right shoulder. Now reach your left hand away and turn your thumb to face up and back. So the thumb's going to roll back to the back of the room, and you're going to get a little neck stretch here. And then come back up. Let's tip the head the other way. Now your right hand's going to reach away. And make it easy and make it light. So if it's too much, you just don't reach as much, but reach it away. Do you guys feel a stretch here? Through that side a little bit. Good. And then back up. We'll do one more time. Imagine you have water in your ear. It's going to fall out the ear, and then you reach the opposite hand away. Take a breath. Come back up. Pour the water out. Other arm reaches. Take it away. And back up. Good. Push forward with your hands. Turn the thumbs up to the sky. Reach all the way up. Bend your elbows, pull the elbows behind you. And then push forward. Shoulder blades go wide. Thumbs go up, thumbs up. Reach up, stretch up. Pull the elbows, find your back. Push forward. Wide back. Thumbs up. Reach up. Pull shoulder blades. Push. One more time. Thumbs up. Reach up. Stretch to the sky. Pull elbows back and down. And then push forward. Beautiful. And let the arms drop. Okay, we're going to reach this right hand to the ground as if there's something there I want to pick up. Try to reach for it. And then I come back up. I change my mind. My other hand, the object I want now is on the other side. I'm going to reach over, I'm trying to get it. And I come back up. And reach. And come up. Now imagine you are in between two, like a narrow, teeny hallway. So I can't round forward very much. So when I side bend, I'm going to go, imagine I'm between a narrow little hallway. Yes, that's better. Good. And then pull yourself up. So it's from the spine, we're going to side bend, like a candy cane top, and then come back up. And we side bend. Yes, it's coming, good. And we come back up. Now we're going to fold forward. I'm going to take my pelvis, I'm going to fold forward, flat back, and then I'm going to round forward. Hang over the legs. Let your head hang, let the shoulders hang. You're just in a forward fold over the legs, opening up the back a little bit. Now I want you to take an inhale into your bellies. And then on the exhale, pull the belly back and start to roll yourself back up nice and tall, all the way up to seated. Good. And I hinge forward, try to get my spine long. When I can't hinge anymore, I round forward. We hang here for a moment. Take an inhale. On your exhale, pull the belly back and stack your spine all the way back up, nice and tall. Good, we'll do one more. We hinge forward from the hips. Hinge, 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 hinge. And then round forward over the legs. Drop the head. Take an inhale into your bellies. And on your exhale, pull the belly back. And that rounds you up nice and tall. Beautiful. We're going to do a stretch for the legs before we get to the ground. So I'm going to move the camera so you can see. So I'm going to turn my chair. You guys stay facing me though. And you're just going to sit at the edge of your seat. And you're going to extend your right leg out straight. And my right foot is flexed. I really want to feel that my toes are pulling back towards my shin. And I want to be nice and tall through the body. Now my whole leg is going to roll inward a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to roll my whole leg outward. I'm going to roll in, and I'm going to roll out. And I'm going to roll in, then I'm going to roll out. And the next time we roll the leg in, we're going to stay there, and then you're going to point your foot down to the floor. And most of us will feel a stretch, hopefully on the side of the foot. Now I'm going to lean forward, that hinge we just did. Yep, and we might feel a stretch now, side of the foot or back of the, yes? Good, and then we just come back up. And then relax your foot. Point the foot down and in. I'm going to hinge forward. You'll feel the stretch along the outside of the foot, sometimes in the hamstring too. It's a nerve stretch. This nerve is called the peroneal nerve. And then we come back up and we flex the foot. One more time, one variation. We turn those toes down and in. Let's hinge forward. And then give me a little chin tuck and round the back a little bit. So a little rounding. Come back up and bring the leg back. Good, beautiful. Let's try the other side. Okay, so other leg's gonna go forward. We're on the tips of our sits bones here. You're gonna flex your foot. Get nice and tall, and then just externally rotate your leg and internally rotate your leg. So you're just priming the joint and the muscles for our stretch. And keep that leg nice and straight. Sometimes the knee wants to bend, but you're going to try to keep the leg nice and straight as you externally and internally rotate. All right, the next time you internally rotate, stay there, and then point those toes down and in. And then I'm going to hinge a little forward. And this side might be quite different than the other side. You'll feel if it's different. And then we come back up. And flex your foot. Good, point down and in. And hinge over. And come back up. And flex. This time we'll add the variation. So we point down and in. Hinge over. And then let's round the spine. Let's come back up with the spine and then all the way back up and then bend the leg. So we're going to do some stand-ups here. So my feet are grounded. I'm going to shift forward onto my feet. Here's the lean or the hinge. And then I'm going to use my legs and come all the way up. And I want to feel my pelvis press forward. And then I'm going to go back, find my chair and back. Good. Let's have our fingertips together or reaching forward. I'm going to reach forward to stand all the way up. Feel your pelvis go forward. And then we come back and down. And look forward and up as you stand up. And then back down. And forward and up, push to stand. And back down. And a couple more. Standing up, push the ground away, stand up. And sitting back down. Last one, stand, push the pelvis forward, and sit. All right, beautiful. Okay, one more thing on our chair. We're just gonna cross your left, the left leg over the right here. So here's this, we're working on some hip hinging today, right? With all this folding business. I'm gonna go from the side. So here's a little motion. This is an exercise now to open up our hips because we're gonna do some sideline work. So we're gonna take our body nice and long, and I'm gonna try to hinge forward. Woo! And we're gonna get a stretch. Do you feel that? Yeah. And then we're gonna hold it for, maybe a couple breaths. Breathing, and when we breathe, we're gonna breathe all the way down into the pelvis, okay? One more breath. We bring ourselves back up. We're gonna keep that leg. We're gonna add a variation. So I'm gonna hinge again, trying to get my belly to reach over my leg. And then I'm gonna do a little ankle circle. We're gonna circle the ankle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Relax the foot. Maybe you can come forward a little more now. See if you can. And then back up. And take the leg down. Good. Let's cross the other leg over. You'll notice one side will be your tighter side. So this side, just notice how it feels just to sit up nice and tall. And then from the pelvis, we're going to see about there's hinging over the leg. Any amount. Might be quite different. This is my tighter side. So we're hinging over, and we're going to breathe down into the pelvis. So take big breaths into the base of the pelvis. Couple breaths. Do one more breath here. And then coming up. Nice and tall. Inhale. We'll add the variation with the foot. We lift up and over to hinge forward. Getting our bellies, try to get our bellies up and over our legs. Now we're going to get a little ankle circle here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and come back up. Good. And then we'll come all the way to standing. Let's come on up for another big spine stretch. So we're going to use our chairs for our spine stretch. We'll use the back of our chairs. Feet are going to be a little bit apart, so about shoulder width distance apart. And hands are on top of the chair. You're going to start to walk your feet back until you come to a long spine position, long stretch. Now you can soften the knees here, of course. You're going to feel like your sits bones and pelvis is reaching behind you, and the crown of the head is reaching forward towards the chair. Feel like you are stretching in two opposite directions. And then find your breath here. We're going to do two more breaths, just lengthening. And then take an inhale. On the exhale, we're going to round, curl the tailbone under you. Start to round yourself back up and walk yourself in towards the chair. Good. Beautiful. Awesome. Let's do one balance exercise. So you might need your chair, you may not, and then we'll get to the ground. Okay, so we're going to balance on our right leg. So let's kickstand our left leg. You can use a finger or two if you need. And we're going to really hug in that standing leg. So just notice as I'm shifting out on that leg, can I stand right on top of my foot? And then can I relax my shoulders? And then where are the eyes? Can you take your eyes out on the horizon? And then find your breath here. Eyes are out. Body is nice and long. Or find that little, the adjustment that's happening as we stand. One more breath. And then place the foot down. Good work. Let's transfer to the other side. Kickstand your right leg, standing on the left leg. You can hold on if you need. Stand right on top of the foot. So you push the foot down, and you might feel the body doing a little wobble dance, which is how the body's monitoring itself in time and space. And that's a good sign, right? It's a good sign that the body is saying, hey, I'm in this new position. And then find your eyes taking up the space of the room that you're in. So the eyes are forward, but you're aware of your peripheral. You can see slightly what's off to the right. You have a sense of what's off to the left. One more moment here. And then rest, and then bring the leg down. So do you both have room to walk around your chair? Do you have room to walk around it? Okay, good. So we're going to do one more vestibular exercise. And this is, you know, it's kind of like spinning. We're not going to quite spin today, but you're just going to take a circle. You're going to walk around your chair. Kind of see your space. Let's walk around about 3 times. Just kind of see the space around you. Feel your feet on the floor. You get dizzy, then just pause. And then come back to center. Find neutral. Notice how you feel. Was it dizzying or not? That's just information. And then can we walk the other way? So reverse your direction, walk the other way. Which was the other way? I was like, wait a minute. And kind of about 3 to 5 times. If you get dizzy, you can always pause. But just notice as well, is one direction easier to walk in. Find your feet on the floor, see your space. Feel your arms relax. And then back to center. Woo! I definitely felt one direction was a little more dizzying. Did you both have that as well? Yeah, so you know, a little bit of practicing, getting that vestibular input is good. You just might have to do 1 or 2 reps until it gets back online, okay? So let's move our chairs and bring a blanket or, you know, your mats. Let's go to the floor. Okay. And we're just we're gonna do a little bit of laying on our backs to start. So laying on your backs. Knees are bent, feet are flat on the floor. Arms are just long by your sides. Okay, and once we're here, let's the feet be a little bit, maybe as wide as your shoulders. So shoulder width distance. Let the arms come out to about a low T or V position. And then you're gonna let your pelvis kind of curl under you here. So the back is a little bit flush to the floor. Let's do a few pelvic rocks actually just to orientate ourselves. So you're gonna, from your pelvis, tip your tailbone towards the floor. And then you're gonna curl your tailbone under you, which brings the back flush to the mat. So when the tailbone goes towards the floor, it creates a little space in the back. When the tailbone curls under, the back goes flush. Okay, so moving the pelvis forward and back. It's a super soothing, really good exercise for our low backs and our hips and our low bellies. So if you can find that motion of the pelvis forward and back. We'll do just 2 more. And then when you bring the pelvis under you next, keep it there. So keep the pelvis under you and let the legs fall to the right in a little twist. And then you'll bring the legs back to center and let the legs fall to the left. Inhale, legs back to center. And exhale, they fall to the right. So a little knee sway. Inhale back to center. And exhale left. 2 more. We roll back to center. Feel like you're moving from your center of your body as you bring the legs back. Bring them back to center. Last time towards our left. Take the legs to the left. And bring them back to neutral. So feet will stay where they are. Pelvis will stay where it is. Take your arms, lengthen your arms away from you along the floor. So your arms are in a T position now. Bring them to a T. Reach them, slide them away. So they just energetically slide long. And then bring them, float them up towards the ceiling. And we're going to just do that again. So it's simple, but it gives us a nice stretch. So open back out, reach, reach, reach. Keep your chest open, keep your back wide, and then bring the arms back to center. Yes, and stretch, feel energy through the fingers, reach out, and then bring them back over the shoulders. One more time, we stretch away, open out, And then we bring them back up to the sky. Let's keep them here, and we're going to take the arms overhead. So we inhale. On your exhale, reach back towards the back of the room. Stretch your armpits open. Now, and the arms may or may not touch the floor, but just get the reach long. We want to think of reaching long. And then bring the arms back to center. We'll do that 5 times. Let's inhale this time. Reach back, open the armpits, reach. Exhale, bring them back to center. Inhale, reach back, stretch back. And exhale, back to center. We have one more, reaching back, stretch. Can your fingers touch the back wall? And then bring them back to center. All right, interlace your hands, place your hands behind the base of your head. Elbows will be lifted, so our hands support the head, and the back is gently flush to the floor. We're going to take an inhale, and on the exhale, you're going to lift your head and shoulders away from the mat. And then you're going to roll back down. And lifting up, exhale to lift. Eyes on the belly. Inhale back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's do 3 more. Exhale, we lift up. Up, 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 up. Inhale, we lower. And really starting to feel a little bit of that abdominal work as you lift. The ribs slide towards your hips. One more time, we lift up, up, up. And then we go down. Stay down, but take the arms up to the sky. Shoulders are just slightly lifted off the floor. So arms are up to the ceiling. Sorry, let's go to the ceiling. Yeah, perfect. And then make sure your backs here are flush to the mat. So I want to feel like my whole spine is flush to the floor. And I'm going to float my right leg up tabletop. And I'm going to float my left leg up tabletop. So I'm in this position, we call this the dying bug. And my whole back is flush to the mat. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right hand back behind me. My left leg's going to lower towards the floor. And then I bring it back to center. And then I'm going to change, I'm going to alternate. My other arm goes back, my leg lowers to the floor, and I come back. But the goal the whole time is to not let your back or pelvis move. So it may have to be a really small motion, because I want to stay still in my pelvis and my back. Find your breath. You can keep it really small. One more each side. Yes. And then everything comes back to center. Right leg down, left leg down. And then arms come down. Beautiful. Let's do a little bridging. So we're going to inhale. On your exhale, let's have our thumbs face up to the sky. Slide your hands down towards your feet. Push the arms down. Push the feet down. Lift your hips up. Let's think about our pubic bones lifting up here. Arms are pressing down. Feel your thigh bones reach out away from you. We take an inhale, and on our exhale, we're going to roll the spine down. Starting from the top of the ribs, roll your spines. Try to get them to unroll all the way down onto the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, press the mat away, find your arms, find your feet, lift the pelvis up. Inhale here. And exhale, we roll down, starting from the top of the spine, rolling through all the way. Trying to mobilize and stretch each vertebra of the spine. All the way down. 2 more. We find the feet, find the arms, press down to lift up. Lifting the hips up, 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 up. We want the hips a little bit higher than those ribs if we can. Take an inhale and exhale, roll down. Start from the top of the spine. Roll the spine down. Yes, there we go. Getting some movement, hopefully. One more time. Find the feet, find your arms, press down to lift up. Lifting your hips, Now make sure those pelvises are curled under a little bit. Can we curl the tailbone under us just a tad more? Yeah, and then roll back down. Try to curl yourself down. Pelvis is curling under you as you roll down. Beautiful. Okay, right arm, right leg, lift up to tabletop. Your left side's gonna stay where it is. This is a little bit of another core challenge, okay? Right arm and right leg at the same time are gonna open out to the side a little bit and then come back. You know what we're gonna do? Let's put our right hand on our right knee, and then we open out to the side, and then we come back. My left side doesn't change. Open out and come back. We open and we come back. A few more. Open out, bring it back. Open out and bring it back. Pause, leg down, arm down. Good. Other side, left side lifts up. Left arm, left leg. Let's connect the hand and the knee. The right side staying where it is. So we're going to take the leg and open to the side. And then we bring it back. So my pelvis doesn't move, just my arm and my leg go to the left, and then I bring it back. Out and back. And just kind of notice, you might have to make it smaller in order to keep the right hip down. One more time. All right, and then left leg, left arm lowers. Hug your right knee into your chest and slide your left leg long along the floor. That left leg is reaching out of the body and you're pulling the right leg into the body. So there's an opposition. Give me a little ankle circle here. Circling that right ankle. Good. And then from here, we're going to just have your right hand on your right knee. Give me a little knee stir, a little circling in that hip. Circling in the hip. And then go the other way. Circling the leg and the hip. Giving a little massage in there. And then hands behind your right thigh. You're going to push your thigh into your hand and take your leg up to the sky like a little stretch. And then bend back down. Press your thigh into your hand, stretch up, and come back down. We press forward with the leg, we reach it up to the sky. And we come back and pull in. One more time. We push forward, stretch it up, stretch it up. Can we keep the leg there? Bring your arms by your sides. Take a few breaths, so we're feeling the leg have to work to hold itself up. We're going to inhale, you're going to nod your chin to your chest and just come up. Lift head and shoulders off the ground and reach through your fingertips. Reach your fingertips to the end of the room. Take a breath. And then bring the hands behind the head. Lower down. Slowly lower the leg down. All the way to the floor. Bring your other leg in. Pull it into your chest. You're pulling your left leg in, you're stretching your right leg out away from you. Reach it away. So there's a pull and there's a stretch. Take a breath or two. Give me some ankle circles here. So circling that left ankle. Circle the other way. Yes. And then find neutral. Take just the left hand on your knee and just give me a little knee circle. Can I circle my thigh bone in my pelvis here? Can I keep my pelvis still while I do that? Go the other way. Yep, stirring, it's called a knee stir. And then come back to center. Place your hands behind your thigh. Press forward into your hands and then see if we can stretch the leg up to the sky. And then bend. Press forward into your hands, stretch up. And bend. Press forward, stretch up. Yeah, beautiful. And bend. One more time, press forward, stretch up. Keep the leg here, bring your arms by your side. Just hold that leg with the musculature of the leg. If it needs to bend a little bit, that's fine. Start to reach your fingers towards that far end of the room, and eventually that'll draw your chin toward your chest, and your fingers pull you up. Reach forward. Take a breath, take an inhale, take an exhale. Hands come behind the head. And slowly lower the head down and lower the leg down. Reaching the leg long, 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 all the way to the ground. Good, beautiful. Bend the legs. You're gonna roll to the side. Let me just check my time real quick. Great, perfect. We're gonna lay on our right side. I'm gonna do a little hip work here. So lay on the right side of your bodies. And your arm can be long under you, or you can bend your arm, or a block or a pillow could also go under the neck, okay? So the first thing we want to feel is that we could lift our ribs off the floor a little bit. So can I lift my ribs up? The ribs that are on the floor, can I draw them up? And then your top hand can just be on the floor, fingertips on the floor. And your legs are stacked, you're in this clamshell position. Let's just go ahead and lift the whole top leg up. And then bring it down. It's like a book. It's going to open up like a book. And then we close back down. We open the book. And we close. And we open. And we close. Make sure you're breathing. We open. And we want to be feeling this glute hip work. And you don't have to open, do you, right? So if the opening is smaller, like if you can only lift your leg a little bit, that's fine too. Find the range that works for you today. Good. One more time. Lift that leg up and then lower it down. Now you're going to take the leg, it's going to stay bent, but it's going to go behind you. As the leg goes behind me, I want my pelvis to still move forward. And then the leg's going to come forward. As my leg comes forward, my pelvis goes back. So leg goes back, pelvis comes forward. Leg comes forward, pelvis goes back. Keep going. So we have the opening of the front of the hip, and then we have the fold in the front of the hip. And we open the front of the hip, and we fold, close the front of the hip. Two more. We press back, and we pull in. Hopefully feeling the back of the leg now. Last one, press back, and pull in. Now press back, and can you straighten your leg back there? Reach it back long, as if someone was holding your foot and they were pulling you away. Let's crawl the top hand forward, away. It's away from the leg. So you're trying to hold on, but you're being pulled back. Take a big breath. Feel the big stretch. Crawl those hands forward, reach the leg back, 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 and then come all the way back in. Beautiful. All right, let's push ourselves up, and we'll just swivel around and go to the other side. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we want to lift up those bottom ribs up a little bit. So that my waistline is long, and by lifting the ribs, my core gets to kick on a little bit, okay? And then my feet are stacked, my knees are about like a 90 in front of me, a slight angle actually, out of my hips. And I want my whole top leg to move in one piece. It's gonna lift up like a book. And then it's gonna come back down. Lift up and lower. And I lift my whole, from my hip, one piece, and lower down. And breathing. Finding that musculature of the back of the body, the hip work, the glute work. Good. Let's do 3 more. Opening and closing. Feel again that idea like a door or a book. 1 more. Beautiful. All right, take the leg, keeps the shape, but it goes back. As my leg goes back, the front of the hip opens. As my leg comes forward, I get to close, the front of the hip closes. So I open the front of my hip, and then I close. Back of the leg pushes back, hamstring, glute, and then comes forward. And push back, and come forward. 3 more. Push, find your back leg, find that back of the hamstring and glute work. Opening the front of your hip as you go back. Get the space to open and then come back. Let's do 1 more. Press back. Front of the hip opens. Bring it in. Now press back and stretch your leg long away from you. Reach it away. Reach, 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 and start to crawl your top hand forward, forward, forward. You're trying to resist the fact that you're being pulled away. Someone has your leg, they're pulling it out of you. 1 more breath. And then come back in. Whew, beautiful. Lay onto the bellies. Let's lay on our bellies. And we're going to just stack the hands under your forehead. And then just reach the legs a little bit away from you. So stretch the legs away. And I like to wiggle the pelvis a little side to side here to settle the pelvis. And then feel your pubic bone and your hip bones just press down into the mat. And then from here, let's just lift the head off the hands. You're just lifting the head and the upper chest off the hands. And then you lower back down. So I'm going to push my forearms, push your forearms into the floor, lift the head and just the upper chest off the ground. And then back down. And push the floor weight to lift your head and your chest a little off the ground. And then come down. This time you're going to lift, you're going to keep your head and hands connected, lift head and hands and arms off the ground. And then you lower down. So pelvis is pressing, abdominals are working, lift the upper body, just barely off the ground, and then back down. And lift. And lower. 1 more like this. Lift. And lower. Let's add the legs. So legs, upper body, everything comes off. Now, my abdominals are lifted up and in. My pelvis is heavy, my legs are long, and my upper body is hovering off the ground as well. And then down you go. Pelvis presses, abdominals engage, lift, reach out of the body with the legs. So you're creating space, and down you go. And lift, and down. Last one, lift up. Take a few breaths here. And then down you go, hands by your sides. Go ahead and push yourself up and back to a little child's pose. Knees can be wide, forehead can rest on the floor. Walk those arms forward. Just take a few breaths. Let the forehead rest on the ground. Find your breath in the belly. And just walk yourself a little to the right. You can let your pelvis lift up a little bit and walk a little to the right. And again, a little breath work here. And walk through center, walk yourself around to the left, and let the pelvis be a little higher so you can get that stretch through the side body. And then just come back to center, rest at the center for a moment. And then start to roll yourself up to a comfortable seat. You can sit onto your legs like I am or in cross-legged position, whatever is comfortable. We're just going to do a little eye massage and then we'll be done. So if you're going to take your fingertips, you'll close the eyes and you'll take your fingertips on top of your eyes and just go ahead and give some little presses in here. Presses on top of the eyes. You can move up and down the eyelid And they're just dime-sized pressure, giving your eyes a little relief. Breathing through the nose as we give ourselves a little eye massage, a little eye reset. And then have the hands under the eye. You'll feel this little bony ridge where the eye sits into. I want you to just press along that ridge. And then just let the hands go. And we are done for today. Thank you. Okay, so welcome. How are you feeling, Kathy?
Good, thanks. Good to see you.
Good to see you. So today we're going to learn a very important exercise for our breathing, for our diaphragm. It is a little bit of work because we're going to be trying to contract our diaphragm on our full exhale. And then when we inhale, we'll let it, expand and relax. But we're really going to work on contracting the diaphragm. And it can be a little bit intense, so it's definitely done laying down. It's called diaphragm stretch. But when we do this, when we all of a sudden go into our meditation and do our easy breathing, it's going to feel like we have a lot more space in our bodies, because believe it or not, we don't use this diaphragm as much as we could be, right? Because a lot of us have different breathing. Most people are kind of breathing high most of the time, okay? So it's kind of strange a little bit because it involves an open mouth, but I'm going to show you guys once. And when I do it, I can't necessarily talk, but I'll show it to you, then I'll talk you through it, and then you'll get to, of course, experience it. So what we'll do is I'll lay on my back, and I'm going to make sure I have a flat back. So I'm going to flatten my back into the floor, okay? And then I'll take my arms up overhead. And I have a little bit of tight shoulders, so I'm going to be a little wider, okay? And if that's you, you can also bend the elbows. But we want to try to expand. So the reason I'm doing this is to get lots of space through my ribs. I'll take a full inhale, and then I'm going to open my mouth and do an open mouth exhale for 10 counts. And I'm trying to exhale all the breath out. So here I go. Okay, I'm going to inhale. And then I just relax. So in between, there's a moment when I finish that full exhale that I have no breath. And I didn't say that before, but did you guys see that? I just kind of kept my breath. And then it's a breath hold. Okay, we're gonna try for a few rounds. I'm gonna have you guys lay down on your backs. I'll talk you through a few. We'll start just with a 10 count. Do we have any questions about that? We good? I think we're good. Okay.
Real quick, is it a 10 breath in and out?
No, the inhale is just a big inhale filling all the way up, and then it's an open mouth 10 count exhale we start with. We'll work our way up, maybe even to 20. But today, let's start with 10. 10 count. Okay, we'll see. We'll probably do 15 today for sure. So
mouth closed. Sorry, inhale is mouth closed?
Inhale, mouth is closed.
Okay.
Yeah, inhale through the nose. So let's all bend our knees. Feet are flat on the floor. Draw the pelvis under you, so flatten your low back to the mat, and then take your arms up and overhead. Great, and when you do that, make sure you still kept the low back onto the floor, okay? Now take an inhale through your nose. Have a big open mouth, keep the face and neck relaxed, and exhale for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, keep exhaling. 1, close the mouth, no breath. Close the mouth, bring the arms by your sides, and then just a recovery breath. Just let your body breathe naturally. Yeah, I feel how that breath rushes in. That's the best part. All right, beautiful. Okay, reset the pelvis. Pelvis goes under you. Take those arms up and back. Inhale through the nose, full inhale. Open the mouth wide as can be, and exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Close the mouth, hold the breath out. Bring the arms by your sides and relax. Let the body breathe. Was 10 pretty challenging, or you think we could do 12? Should we try 12? Yeah? Okay, good. Yeah, it gets kind of more fun as we go. You start to really feel those diaphragms contract, and that's what we're going for, okay? So let's take those arms back overhead. Imprint your low back into the mat, pelvis tucks under. Inhale, big inhale, fill up the body. Open mouth, and we start to exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 11, 12, and close the mouth and bring the arms by your sides and let the breath rush in. Let the breath come back to its normal little recovery breath here. One more recovery breath. I think we should go. I think everyone did great, and I think we can go to 15. And if you need to stop at 12, you can do that, okay? But just see if you can get even more breath out of the body. The results are going to be great. So tuck pelvis under, take your arms back overhead. Take a full inhale through the nose. Open mouth, keep the throat relaxed, and we go 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. 11, 12, 13, 14. Keep going. 15. Feel the diaphragm, the abdominals, the core working. And close the mouth. Bring the arms by your sides. Recovery breath. Beautiful. And then just start to settle. So we'll start to let that breath come in and out easily. You can all stay where you are. Let the body, if you want to stretch out your legs, fine. If they're fine to be bent, that's fine as well. Or the knees can drop in towards one another as more of a constructive rest position. And just feel the heaviness of the body. Notice the floor underneath you. Notice how after that breath, there's a little bit more capacity or movement through the rib cage when you breathe. Allow that to start to settle and become quiet. Notice any sounds inside the room or outside the room. Notice any overall mood or feeling. Or any recurring thought. And then allow your mind to link onto the breath. And this breathing practice will be in and out the nose. And it's an observation of our breath. And so we bring our attention just above the top of the lip or in front of the nostrils. And we can feel when the inhale happens, cool air rushes in through the nose into the back of the throat. And that when the exhale happens, warm air comes up through the back of the throat and out through the nostrils. And as we pay attention to the breath, to that rise and fall, to that incoming and going of our breath, you may get distracted by sound, by thought, by fantasy. And that's normal, natural. It's what the brain does. And so when that happens, you just come back to the breath and you begin again. No judgment. You just begin over and over again. And if it's helpful, the mantra that I like to use and what I've taught you is that you can say to yourself, breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. And breathing out, I rest in the here and now. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. And breathing out, I rest in the here and now. And if the body desires to move, again, notice the desire, notice the adjustment, and then come back to your breath. Cool air coming in. Can you feel it pass through, past the back of the throat? Warm air going out. Softening the face, the forehead, the eyes, even the effort. Letting the brain be heavy in the head. And if we get lost in a thought or what's to come next, we just bring ourselves back to the breath and begin again. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I rest in the here and now. Letting your body sink into the floor, into the ground. Cool air coming in. Warm air going out. Easy eyes, easy face. Breathing in, I know I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I rest in the here and now. And just start to deepen your breaths a little bit deeper, pulling air in and down into the belly a little more actively. And actively, just a little bit of a longer exhale. And just do a few more active breaths, inhaling, pulling the air in, down to the belly. And a long exhale. Last breath like that. And then just take your hands and just start to give yourself a little face wash. Taking the hands over the face, around, down the throat. Couple times here. And then just with real ease, roll to either side since you're all laying down. And take your time as you get up. Move slowly. And just find a comfortable seat to finish our practice with. Bringing both hands onto your heart. See if we can close our eyes again. Nod your head towards your heart in recognition of your self-care. And may our self-care benefit those around us and out into the world. And may we spend a little bit more time listening to our hearts. And then bringing that head back to center. And I thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thank you so much. That was really great. Thank you.
Thank you, Carrie.
I'll see you after Thanksgiving then. Have a good one.
Wonderful. Yes, you too. Have a